Family Guy loves to be self-aware. So do we. Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 fourth wall-breaking moments on Family Guy.
I want those cameras off!
Fourth wall! You're breaking the fourth wall!
For this list, we're looking at the funniest and most self-referential fourth wall breaks in Family Guy history, and ranking them based on hilarity, originality, and thematic resonance.
Come on, everybody, let's go to the mall. It's time for the Christmas carnival. It's Stewie's first Christmas.
Again?
Number 10, TV Guide. Ah, yes. Remember the beloved TV Guide? Family Guy certainly does. So much so that they poke fun at it in Season 8's Dial Meg for Murder. After hearing the rodeo is coming to town, Peter signs up to be a cowboy almost immediately.
And for those of you who are handy with a horse, entry spots are still open. Oh God, this seems like the kind of thing Peter—
Too late, Brian.
To ease Lois's exasperation, he points to the TV Guide and tells her that this week's episode is supposed to be about him getting into trouble at the rodeo anyway. This is true to an extent, as Peter is, molested by one of the bulls. We were promised some lighthearted zaniness, not a cross-species assault. Then again, the guide always did have a penchant for mincing words. We really should have seen it coming.
Sunday. Here it is. Peter gets more than he bargains for when he joins the rodeo. Boy, did I. And Meg dates a prison escapee!
Oh no! Luke, run!
Number 9, Chris isn't ready for flashbacks. Chris certainly isn't the smartest member of the Griffin family. In fact, he's probably the stupidest.
I love the Christmas carnival!
Chris, calm down. You're giving yourself a nosebleed.
So stupid that he can't even set up a basic flashback. While eating dinner with the family, Chris states that it's even wilder than his dinner at the Sullivans. We then cut to the Sullivan family table, where Chris genuinely compliments Mrs. Sullivan on her cooking. It's the perfect anti-joke, and both Peter and Lois proceed to berate Chris for his inability to procure a proper flashback.
That was just awful, Chris.
Terrible.
He is not ready for flashbacks.
No, he is not.
Ironically, this meta joke about a failed cutaway is funnier than quite a few of Family Guy's actual cutaways. Number 8, I'm a Family Guy. It turns out that Peter gets really excited when characters in movies say the title of the movie.
Oh boy, I usually only get this excited when they say the title of a movie in the movie.
To reinforce the joke, we're taken to a movie theater where Peter gets excited watching the title-dropping Clear and Present Danger, As Good as It Gets, and Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. Later in the episode, Peter is pulled over and Brian gets arrested for possessing marijuana. One of the arresting officers proceeds to denounce Brian's behavior, calling himself a Family Guy and causing Peter to lighten up again.
You're under arrest, dirtbag! Oh, come on!
I don't appreciate drug addicts in my town. I'm a Family Guy.
He said it!
And we gotta say, the line is not nearly as contrived as it could have been. Well done, writers. Number 7, The Unfinished Road. In the 10th season episode Meg and Quagmire, Quagmire tries to seduce Meg after she turns 18. He decides to take her to a sex cabin, because of course he has a sex cabin, prompting Lois and Peter to chase him down.
Peter, Quagmire has a name for that cabin. He calls it his sex cabin.
No, he doesn't. He calls it the Stuff It In.
However, they become stuck in traffic because the Family Guy animators haven't completed drawing the road ahead. It's a great visual gag, complete with a blank white landscape, an unfinished road, and some crude drawings of trees. We think this is easily one of the smartest and most visually inventive fourth wall breaks in the show's history, even if it's not exactly the funniest.
Come on, guys, really? Let's go! What the hell's going on up there?
Number 6, Cowardly Lion Gynecologist. Now, if you want both hilarious and inventive, we present you with the Cowardly Lion Gynecologist. After Kevin unexpectedly shows up at the Griffin house, Peter tries to set up an absurd flashback by comparing him to Benedict Arnold Drummond.
So I came home.
Well, it sounds to me like you're a regular Benedict Arnold Drummond.
The Family Guy producers don't know what to do with this confusing setup, prompting them to scramble and air a random cutaway about the Cowardly Lion being Lindsay Lohan's tentative gynecologist. This in turn prompts Peter to grow frustrated over the producer's seeming lack of professionalism. There are just so many mini-jokes rolled into one overarching fourth wall break that we have to give props to the writers.
What the hell is going on up there?
Number 5, Dear Family Guy. The Family Guy writers know how offensive they can be, and as such, always remain one step ahead of the incensed viewers. This is the case in Road to the North Pole, when Stewie compares Santa's industrial and scuzzy workshop to Bridgeport, Connecticut.
This can't be it. This can't be Santa's workshop.
This looks like Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Brian tells Stewie to prepare for the angry letters, and the show cuts away to a pissed-off Bridgeport citizen writing a letter to Family Guy. The show doesn't stop there, however, and continues with the Bridgeport jabs by including a belching factory in the background and having the man proudly defend all the squalid aspects of the city.
I'll have you know that Bridgeport is among the world leaders in abandoned buildings, shattered glass, boarded-up windows, wild dogs, and gas stations without pumps. So eat my piss, Jew writers.
Luckily, it seems like the real Bridgeport citizens have taken the joke in stride. Number 4. Confused by Old Cutaways. Back to the Pilot is one of Family Guy's most creative episodes, and it contains a brilliant 3-pronged fourth wall break. Having time traveled to the pilot episode, Brian and Stewie watch the family set up cutaways and then stand motionless in the kitchen as the cutaway plays out.
Wait, what are they doing? I don't know, they're just standing there like zombies. Do you think they're all right? I'm not sure.
The joke ventures even further into meta territory by presenting the Family Guy actors during a modern-day cutaway in which they just relax and pull out their phones. And finally, the show points to their own habit of having way too long cutaways, having Peter smoke a cigarette during a lengthy Al Harrington gag. It's a fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break. Talk about taking self-referential humor to the next level.
Oh my god, is that what we did back then?
Number 3, Peter falls down the stairs. We think it's safe to say that absolutely no one was expecting this bit. Aside from maybe The Simpsons, which features a different couch gag every time, most intro songs remain consistent throughout a show's run. And if people don't skip the intros, they almost certainly tune out due to repetitive boredom. Family Guy throws a massive wrench into the opening number in Whistle While Your Wife Works when Peter falls down the staircase mid-song and crushes a backup dancer.
Damn it!
Peter, are you all right?
No, I think you should call somebody.
We also see the walls of the studio as the camera angle changes, and Stewie eventually tells the operator to turn the camera off.
You know, you should probably go ahead and shut that off.
It was a wonderful and hilarious way to subvert the audience's expectations, and it's easily the show's most ingenious opening sequence. Number 2, the sad Michael J. Fox cutaway. In one of the show's cruelest cutaway setups, Peter tells Brian that one of his white shirts was ruined at a wine tasting at Michael J. Fox's house.
You only have 2 white shirts?
Well, I had a third one, but it got ruined at that wine tasting at Michael J. Fox's house.
We all know where this joke is headed, but the show throws us a hilarious curveball. When, instead of a rude cutaway, Peter appears against a white background and tells the viewer the joke was too sad to show. He goes on to say that Michael was really nice about the incident, and even wrote Peter a check for the damages, though in illegible scribbles. However, by the end of the cutaway, Peter is notified off camera that they've decided to show the gag after all, and Family Guy goes back to doing what they do best, being incredibly rude to celebrities.
Oh wait, now they're telling me they do want to show it. I really like the finish on this Shiraz. Son of a bitch, what is your problem?
I gotta tell ya, due to my love of Michael J. Fox, I had to take a little Family Guy break after that particular cutaway. But I must admit, I do love a good fourth wall break, and our number 1 pick is probably the most meta of the bunch. So let's check out the honorable mentions, and then we'll see our top fourth wall breaking moment on Family Guy.
Old people are gross, no matter how cute they try to make them look on Desperate Housewives. Go ahead, switch over to ABC for 5 seconds. I'll wait 5 seconds. Oh my god, did you see? Did you see how old and ugly they are?
That's right, Cleveland had a deli. We should check there. If they die, I'll have nothing to watch on Wednesdays. Other than the fine programs on Fox. Everybody, I got bad news. We've been canceled.
Oh no, Peter, how could they do that?
Well, unfortunately, Lois, there's just no more room on the schedule. We've just got to accept the fact that Fox has to make room for terrific shows like Dark Angel, Titus, Undeclared, Action, That 80s Show, Wonder Falls, Fast Lane.
Oh, look at his face. He looks like Oliver Platt climbing a flight of stairs.
Hey, that's a low blow. I'm gonna call the network and complain. Where's the phone?
It's upstairs, Oliver.
Yeah, they know what they did.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, it's a cartoon. Remember when Family Guy got ahead of the offended Bridgeport viewers? Well, they flip it on the audience again in season 7's Stewroids, when Peter spends most of the episode inappropriately complimenting Chris's new girlfriend.
Wait, Lois, knock it off for a sec. Connie, you are really pretty. I mean, you have filled out something wacky.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Griffin.
I like what you're doing with your boobs. Dad!
By the end, Connie gets knocked down at a party and Peter walks in to declare that she needs help. He then lays himself on her body and, knowing that this is the breaking point for most audiences, turns to the camera and accuses the viewer of being sick and twisted as nothing bad is actually happening. It's a perfect example of Family Guy's self-referential nature, its penchant for directly addressing the viewers, and its ability to deflect criticism through intelligent meta-humor. In short, it is the perfect fourth wall break.
Man, your dad must be proud.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.